but never put anything past Jaedong. He's going to try to get those SCV kills somehow, getting by those turrets. But sticking at Mutalisk this long is going to hurt him in the long run, of course, once the science vessel starts to pop out. Running into a huge turret trap yet again. And Jaedong, this is kind of a strange play from Jaedong. Running over turrets like this. And look at C, he's building turrets. He's saying, well, Jaedong, he seems very resilient to pick off these, very determined to pick off the SCVs at my bases now, so might as well build 1 billion turrets right next to this. Another turret trap for Jaedong. He has positioned himself in a way that he can pick off the SCVs. Picking down the SCVs to the best of his ability, but there's another turret barely going down. C trying to build his armory at the moment. No telling what he's going to try to do from there, but I think he's going to switch into tanks soon. If not a Medic Marine Goliath build, that could be another possibility. That factory is just out there in no man's land, not pumping anything yet. I think he was just trying to get to Starport for the science vessel. But Jaedong still sticking in as long as he possibly can to pick off SCVs. He's gotten a lot of economic harassment done, so I think he is starting to make this attack worth it. As you can tell, not a lot of SCVs left in the main at all, but plenty of turrets in there did whittle down Jaedong's army yet again. So Jaedong is sticking to all mutas. Wow, still sticking to all mutas. And once the first science vessel comes out, and Jaedong is going to be in trouble, so hopefully he's switching into Hydra. Just Lurker and Zerglings soon. Because the longer he sticks to this, the more trouble he's going to be in. It kills all the Medic Marines right next to that base. But Jaedong is still intent on getting those SCV kills, and he's doing a good job now, supplementing his injured Mutalisk. He has the injured Mutalisk. He probably puts those to the side once he goes over to replenish his Mutalisk troop. There's the Valkyrie out for C. I didn't even catch that he was putting down the armory for the Valkyrie. But now I know. First Valk out. I haven't seen a C go for Valkyries in a while, but he is going to have that Valkyrie out to fight back the Mutas. And now Jaedong, you got to go for something else. With Valkyries out, he could try to scourge the Valkyries, but I think it's time to switch to something else, Jaedong. All Mutalists probably won't get it done, especially with these Medic Marines out here escorting the Valkyries. It's going to be tough business. No other tech building for Jaedong, so he's still sticking to all Mutas. This is kind of in Jaedong's nature to make a point with a build like this, but he's got to play it so careful. The Scourge not getting the job done. And the Mutas, he's fighting the Valkyries with Mutas. Not a good idea. The splash damage alone are going to melt those Mutalisks. So Jaedong, I hope he knows what he's doing, because he needs to find a way to snipe the Valkyries, as C is going to position himself for a push soon. He has plenty of troops to do a push, so I think he will be escorting the Medic Marines with the Valkyries to a base soon. But more Valkyries on the way for C. I don't think this was in C's game plan. I think he just switched to this. He adapted to what Jaedong's build was, said, okay, I need Valkyries. So he has Valkyries in the area. Going to defend right now again. The Scourge pick off one of the Valkyries, but the other Valkyrie's getting a lot of damage done. Jaedong forced to back off yet again. He still has about a control group of Mutas hanging around C's main. And he picked off so many SCVs that it's going to take C a little bit while longer to do that push. So Jaedong taking his fourth base, I see up in the middle of the map. Kind of a weird position for that. But more Scourge being sniped. And Jaedong can't really find a good position to get the Valkyries in where he can Scourge them, since, yeah, it's such a wide open area inside the main. C has plenty of room to roam around and protect those Valkyries with his Medic Marine squad. So, okay, one Valkyrie. I see one Valkyrie. There's probably another coming out of the starport soon. Here comes Jaedong. He has two of his Scourge. Going to try to get lucky, I think. Oh, Hero Marine. Rainer Brother. Rainer Brother in the action. Picking off drones. You do not mess with the Rainers. But the Valkyrie, two Valkyries now for C. And Jaedong's still content on going for all Mutas. He wants that air advantage, not finding an opening again to get the Scourge on those Valkyries. Still hovering around saying, well, how am I going to do this? He's completely surrounded by Medic Marines. So this is more stubborn than I've seen Jaedong recently. Jaedong is a pretty stubborn player, but this is especially stubborn, even for him, to not switch to Lurkers at this point in the game, or switch to a different kind of tech, or Hive tech. Maybe he does have Hive tech going, I'm not sure. But he's going to need some other kind of tech because the big push is on the way. Once the tanks are prepared, C is going for that push, and he's going to be able to take out a hatchery if Jaedong does not stop those tanks. Oh man, the Valkyrie is going to melt the Mutalisk again. The Mutalisk picking off all the Medic Marine squad. Fanning out pretty well as well, but Jaedong forced it back off because of the turrets in place and the reinforcement Medic Marine squad coming in. All the Raider brothers moving up to the middle of the map, Raiders. So I got to find my Rainer dog tag so I can hold it up and scream Rainer brothers or something. Oh, the Rainer brother gonna go into some turbulence there. Sorry, Rainers. There's more Rainers where that came from, but one tank out. I think C is probably going to wait for 2 or 3 tanks before he does this push with his Valkyries. But okay, Jaedong, can you get the contain that you want to get done? Because right now Jaedong's trying to get that contain going. The fans are cringing, saying, Jaedong, can you get this done with the Valkyries in play? Scourge coming in, 2 Scourge. Oh, taking out both the Valkyries, but Jaedong pushed his luck a bit too much again. He did take out the Valkyries, so that's a huge blow to see. That's going to keep him from moving out even longer. But still losing those Mutalisks. Okay, Jaedong has his 4th base up, comfortably mining, as C doing the best he can to defend this. Let's see what C's upgrades are. He has +1 armor, +1 attack for those Marines. That's some good upgrades to fight back these Mutas. And now it looks like C's forces are dwindling a bit. I was going to say we saw a couple idle drones there, but as soon as I was going to say that, they go over to mine. So, right, the Irradiate being prepared. Now C is going towards the Science Vessel. I thought he was going to try to get that out earlier because he knew that Jaedong was going for all Mutalisks. But he needed something more powerful, more potent to fight that off, which is why he went for the Valkyries. And now he is moving out. C on the move. Not to mention he was trying to move out with a Vulture at the same time. Luckily, Jaedong was lucky and caught that. But C, I don't know how he found out about this middle base. I don't even think he was going for that, but he found out about it now. Jaedong losing everything. Fighting back the Medic Marines. Where did the Valkyrie go? I think the Valkyrie might have gone down there, actually. But C getting the damage done and at the middle base. He's going to be able to take that out, actually, because Jaedong has still not switched to any other kind of tech. And once Irradiate is finished researching and that first Science Vessel is out, things are going to go downhill quickly for Jaedong. So he needs to switch into something else at this point. He does have a strong number of mutas, but he's got to figure out a way to utilize those before they all die to the Irradiate. Gets rid of the squad in the middle, so that's something. But you see that first tank still there. See, that was his mission. He just went with a little squad mission to the middle of the map. So he probably did scan or scout that earlier in the middle. But now he has that Science Vessel. Oh, this Science Vessel is going to cause hell for Jaedong. As soon as Jaedong sees that, we're going to probably see the camera pan to his face. Just a big gulp on his mouth or something. Here's a first-person perspective of C. Interestingly enough, he kind of tabbed off the map down on his mini-map so he could just see when those red dots were coming in. He does get the Irradiate on everything, moving at the same time to snatch those mutas as Jaedong is panicking, trying to get out the infected muta. A very smart play. I'm glad we got that on the first-person view, too. But C has just put down his 3rd base, which I didn't even notice. He's going to get that up and mining, as he still has a huge amount of troops at that natural expansion. So the Mutalisks haven't done enough. As many SCVs as Jaedong picked off, I think he just let too many mutas die, trapping himself beneath the turrets like that. Wasn't able to snipe the Science Vessel, so another Irradiate is in Jaedong's future. So, Jaedong, are you ever going to switch into anything else? Oh, man. There was one Irradiate of a muta that was already badly damaged, so it popped before Jaedong took a lot of damage from the other ones. So, Jaedong was kind of lucky as far as that goes. But C has transferred all of his SUVs to his brand new base at the 2 o'clock. Jaedong is reestablishing his middle base, and I think he's doing something down at the 8 o'clock position too. Not sure if he's expanding down there yet or not, but he definitely has some activity down. As C working his way into the middle of the map. Even more powerful +2 carapace for those Mutalisks from Jaedong. Decides to back off because of the reinforcements coming in from C. This is starting to get exciting. C might be able to take this. Surprisingly enough, I mean, it looked like C was just getting losing everything, and he was only working off of 2 bases, but now he has a Radiate, which is such a powerful spell. Oh, man. So Jaedong very quick to get out that Infected Muta. Very tough to tell what the Infected Muta is sometimes. You have to fan your Mutalisk out a bit to figure that out, because they're all going down in health. Another Radiate. Oh, man. This is just brutal attack from C. GG from Jaedong. Just runs out of troops. He never switched the lurkers or anything else. No hive tech, just all mutas. Trying to make a point. That is Jaedong. He has done this before with all mutas trying to make a point. I remember that in the Winners League finals against Iris, I think it was. He just went for all mutas, saying, yep, my muta control is so good, I don't need any other units. And it came back to bite him in this game, because very nice counter from C with those Valkyries. Very quick to get those out, too. So, this has been Nuke. Moving on.